it's going to come down to the little thing between these two runners.
It's always a surprising part if somebody is going for a different route, because they can also start with Airman.
They could, but I can't. Mello is did the standard route, and I imagine crazyapeboy, given his station in the tournament, is going to do the same thing. And yep, so Metal Man leads off, and we are underway in this match. So Izzy, why don't you tell them some of the interesting things that make Mega Man 2 unique compared to some of our other Mega Man games?
One of the things is the game is built by a different engineering group. Normally it was always in Capcom, but this one was going out to another group from out Capcom.
Yeah. They did outsource this game, and which was a little surprising given how successful and popular Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge for the Game Boy was in 1991. And this game follows largely the same formula. And real quickly, Mello is in a little health trouble. He's already down to 2 health, so he's got to be a little careful here. But half the Robot Masters they face will be from Mega Man 2, the ones that did not appear in Dr. Wily's Revenge, and the other half will be Mega Man 3 Robot Masters. Mello getting a couple of health droplets, so that might give him a chance to do the Metal Man glitch, which, as you can see, Metal Man is kind of boxed in the corner here after a damage boost, and Metal Man can't move, and so long as they stay close, a healthy distance away, he'll stay there.
Yeah, MelloFlowz has it in a different side of it, because you can get Metal Man in 3 different areas of the glitch. One is left in the bottom, and the other one is left in the top, and the other one is in the right top.
Yeah. Left bottom seems to be the one I've seen most commonly, but yeah, Mello got the one on the right side, but it worked. It wasn't quite as fast, but it was still successful, and they both move on now to Woodman, and you'll be seeing a lot of metal blades being abused here.
Yeah, I'm quite interested if they get the dock part they're going away from.
Damn
the dock skip. Oh yeah, the crazyapeboy got it.
Yeah, a fairly simple damage boost, but it works just fine.
Oh, they got it.
Yep, no surprises there. Both of them using Rush Marine, which is a safer, though not necessarily faster strat than going topside, but more risk of damage. If this were not a race, they'd probably be going topside. At least crazyapeboy would. I don't know about Mello, but so this, and a free extra life for crazyapeboy. Always nice to see. Although, unlike Mega Man 2 for the NES, there is no zipping here that costs you life. Oh, it's just
we already had one that cost a life. That was with Alpies in Topman stage.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough. Forgot about that. But
it was also the first one and never happened before.
But 2 quick Woodman fights using metal blades to get inside the shield's hitbox and just hit him at point blank. That was pretty simple. Woodman's probably it's definitely the shortest and probably the easiest of the 8 Robot Master stages. It only takes like what 75-90 seconds, if that, fly through this.
Yeah, and the second one is Airman stage. That basically you can do a fast kill if you have the good pattern there.
Right. Mello lost the handle there on the on the edge. He takes an unfortunate death, though. And another one.
Another one.
I don't know if that was on purpose or if he just was overcompensating, but no. Hard to imagine why he would have done it on purpose, but I'm always willing to be surprised. So, an unfortunate start for Mello and Airman, while crazyapeboy is moving along nicely. Now you'll notice also, for those of you not quite familiar with the game, even though this is Mega Man 2 and we're facing Mega Man 2 bosses, Mega Man 3 abilities such as sliding and Rush Marine and Rush Jet are featured in this game. So it's an odd little hybrid.
You know that Wily stole a time skimmer and that he took the future robots and that he had to make a break after the 4 robots that was coming in?
Yeah. But three quick fights for crazyapeboy. Mello's got to be a little careful here. He's kind of sitting on the edge here. As far as health is concerned. Just got in.
The fast kill also.
Yeah. So very fortunate for him, and he's about 15 seconds behind, maybe 20.
Yeah. Yeah, 15-20 now.
Not insurmountable, but his execution is going to have to be on point, especially since he has 0 lives.
Oh yeah, with Crash, man, that's a quite pity if you have that one, if you're losing the life there.
Right. So, crazyapeboy, about halfway through the stage right now, taking his time through the narrow corridors on the bottom as he makes his way up. Mello's working his way up the opening section of the stage. Nice use of Rush Jet.
Clashman and Needleman are the hardest bosses in this game.
Yeah, and Clashman's difficulty stems from his weakness, the airman being surprisingly weak. What you're gonna see is Ape is actually going to hit him a couple of times with the Buster and then try and get every single shot with air.
You need actually 8 air hits and 1 Buster shot to take him out. You don't have enough air shots there.
Another pitfall of giving it to the contract for outsourcing this game. They didn't get this part right.
Yeah,
so,
from the NES it's like 2 shots from the air and then it's dead.
3 shots, yeah, but yeah, it's on difficult. It's like 3 shots. So 807 clearance for crazyapeboy, very solid. Mello looks like he's gonna be about 840 maybe when he clears the arena. So about a 35-second deficit. .841, so 34-second gap through the Mega Man 2 bosses. We have our segue into the Mega Man 3 bosses.
It's funny, they are also chatting in the Speed Gaming 4.
I gotta have a little fun with this. This isn't a randomizer after all, so yeah.
Oh, they already have some rap battles there.
Well, if you're not having fun at this, you really aren't trying. So, Magnet Man leads off the Mega Man 3 portion of this game. A lot of metal blades and a bit of Rush Jet as well. And it's always been kind of my thinking that for this game, they actually picked the 4 most boring Mega Man 3 bosses in the game from the NES game. Overall, right? Magnet,
particularly Top Man.
Top Man, Hard Man, Magnet, and Needle. Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy fared better in that regard with Spark, Snake, Gemini, and Shadow. So Magnet Man, it's mostly just, you know, spamming metal blades and watching your health, because Magnet Man does do a fair amount of body damage. But no problem for Crazy 8-Boy.
Mello take the safe threat and took already on the start point an E-Tank.
Yeah, he's got a couple of them in stock, so if anything goes wrong here with Magnet, he'll be safe. Someone in chat saying this Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy was their first Mega Man game. That's interesting. I don't think you'll get too many. If you take a poll, you're not going to get that answer very often. I think my first was Mega Man 3 actually, for the NES.
Oh, the music of this stage is really good. Wow.
The Hard Man stage, yeah, they actually did a pretty good job bringing this over for the Game Boy. Mega Man 3's OST in general is really good. Like everyone talks about Mega Man 2, and it's great. Mega Man 3 is every bit as good, and maybe even better in some regards. Chat's saying we got a Mega Man 2 from a Morietta, hard selection second Mega Man 3, and Mega Man 6 as well. Another pretty simple fight. Crazy 8-Boy using Magnet Missile to take care of Hard Man at point blank. Mello trying to use a Rush Coil to get past that up the ladder there a little faster. Didn't quite work out. Gotta watch his health. He's again playing a little close to the edge. He should be okay with Hard
He
Man.
should go out. Yeah, 4 is enough to still kill Hardman. Hardman is not a big boss. You also have to get rid of it.
So, Top Man is underway. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, he's fine. Nice job.
We're finally going to the zips, and the first one in Top Man stage is like 1 frame perfect. And no, he's not going for it.
No, he's just playing it straight on through. He's like, seems to be. I'm sure he's aware of his position. He also skipped the health pellet. Okay, there's a skip. Nicely done.
Oh, he also missed the second ladder zip there.
Yeah, going for the E-Tank.
Let's check if Mello is going for it.
He went for the one that Crazy 8-Boy did a few days ago. I know that. Another extra life for Crazy 8-Boy.
Whoa, Mello is also not going for it.
But Mello is going to take the health refill that Crazy 8-Boy ignored. 1 cycle for Crazy 8-Boy, nicely done.
Yeah, Mello has the second one.
So that'll save him a couple of seconds. But I think he also went for 2 energy tanks in Magnet, so that probably informed his opinion of why he decided to skip the E-Tank and Top Man.
Yeah. You need at least 2 or 1 E-Tank on the endpoint for Wily stage.
Mm-hmm. And just because of all the damage boosting. So Mello underway with Top Man. Another 1 cycle, very nicely done. So he's holding serve overall. He's probably lost a few seconds here and there to crazyapeboy, but after that airman hiccup, he's been pretty solid the whole way through. He hasn't really made any major mistakes, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it's really depending on what's going to happen with Needle Boss and the Wily zips there. I think that can make some difference in the endpoint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Because yeah, like I said, with a game like this, where the length of the game is really short, you gotta go for it sometimes, and you really have to take some chances. And Ape, using his damage boost, actually takes uses up an E-Tank to get to Needleman. Needleman, because you're using Top Man's ability, can be tricky because Needleman's body does significant amounts of damage.
Oh, Mello has some problems there. And
Yeah.
low on health.
Yeah, he got his rush jet a little tangled up with the turrets. Probably gonna take a had to take an E-Tank there before he got clipped from behind. 16-17 for crazyapeboy through the Mega Man 3 section. Nice skip there by Mello.
He's going for the zip to take the weapon health drop there.
Hmm? He's gonna have to take another E-Tank as well. Quint, no problem for crazyapeboy. So yeah, so he's gonna have to take another. Yeah, there's his E-Tank. So just to play it safe with Needleman, because again, 0 lives.
Interesting. They're going both in the Wily stage with 1 E-Tank.
Yeah. So yeah, it's about a 1 minute. It's gonna be about a 1 minute difference between the runners through the Mega Man 3 section. 17-19 for Mello. So yeah, So it's slightly off his game 1 pace a few nights ago. His best time was between the two, based on his splits, was 16:57. So he'd still be 40 seconds.
Oh, Crazy Ape misses the first zip and second backup zip, but he has the ladder zip.
Yeah. So that gives him a slight boost and gets that skip nicely done. Quint, no problem for Mello. Has Rush Marine ready.
And let's check if MelloFlowz will get the first zip directly in one time.
Help him, but it's still a long way off from flipping the race around.
Oh, it can happen on the endpoint. I know, it happened with me.
Yeah, there was the first race I did in this tournament. It ended here in this section that crazyapeboy's on. So yeah, it can happen. He ran. In that case, was running out of rush jet. But
it was for me where Crazy Ape now is.
Well, but no problems for crazyapeboy getting to Wily. No PB for him. He's at 19 minutes. His PB is 19:39 according to the Mega Man leaderboards. But see how this goes. He's got rush jet. Take care of phase 1. Running a bit low. Okay, just got it just as he ran out, and he restocks. Thought he might have waited.
Mello got an extra life pickup.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a definite bit of breathing room, but nice phase 2 from Crazy Ape Boy using Sagagarme to hear that. So now it's on to the T-Rex phase, the final phase of this game. It's got to be a little careful with the flying objects, but otherwise a fairly straightforward fight. Yeah, he's got this in the bag. So
GG, Crazy Ape Boy, man. Oh, did you know that Sakugana means actually rock cutter or rock driller?
Well, that would explain an awful lot. But, so Crazy Ape Boy finishes with an official SRL time of 20 minutes 4 seconds to win Game 1 of this best of 3 match. So, Mello, very good phase 2. So he should have be a fairly straightforward phase 3 for him. He's in great health. So he gets it. He finishes with an official SRL time of 20 minutes 58 seconds. GG's to
GG,
Mello.
Mello, man.
Boy, if not for Airman early on, I don't know if he wins, but this isn't a 54-second finish. It's probably closer to 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's gonna be really close from each other. Airman was only doing the holy thing for Mello. Otherwise, it was a close race.
Yeah, execution-wise, Crazy was probably a little sharper at the start with Metal Man, and he probably was a little cleaner with some of the boss fights, like Hard Man. But overall, I mean, there wasn't a significant amount of difference. And to answer Chat's question, no. He had a 20-50 in his round 1 match against Southern Pretzel. So he may have done better since then, but 20-50 is what I have. Mello is free to correct me whenever he feels like.
I think he will hear it because he's also in the chat. What I see.
Yeah. Well, they both are, but nonetheless, an interesting and closer than you'd think game 1. I mean, it really just came down to one level, really, but we'll have it. We have game 2, I think, in a. Oh, figure it out.
We have a small break, and the second race will also start in a moment, I think. So if you want to go to the toilet, this is the right moment, or take a drink.
Yeah. So. No indication from our runners what's going to happen. Their preferences, I imagine we'll just get right to it while we're all here. Game 2 will be starting in the next couple of minutes, and as indicated, there won't be a significant amount of changes as far as strategies are concerned. The only thing that's probably going to really change is in Mello's case, he's going to hope for a better Airman in Game 2. Other than that, it may come down to little things, slightly cleaner boss fights, etc., but in terms of the overall strats, I can't imagine there's going to be a significant amount of difference.
Yeah, I agree on that one. It's basically most of the time, if the Metal Man stage is really good for you, the other stages will be fine.
Yeah. Crazy Ape Boy had a cleaner start than Mello. Mello actually needed a couple of pellet drops to get him through, so we could actually use the Metal Man skip. So it was actually pretty fortuitous for him, and not necessarily an omen, but it kind of, in a way, it kind of set the tone for the early part of the race, and in general, because he played a couple of the bosses pretty close to the wire. He played Magnet Man pretty tight on as far as health is concerned. Hard Man, he only had 4 health going in there. Crazy-8-Boy overall was going into his boss fights with more health than Mello on average.
Yeah, the Metal Man stage was for Crazy-8 quite good. From the start point, he had enough health there. On the end, Mello only had like 2 bars left that he was on the top. That was quite hard for him, so it was quite good that he had some health drops there.
Yeah. The game giveth and the game taketh away, but in this case it was it worked out pretty well. So our runners are pretty much ready, I think. Gonna start it up in about a minute or so, and we'll have game 2 of this best of 3 match. And well, we have a break in the action. Coming up in our future matches, we have on Thursday, my co-commentator Izzy will be taking on Tremaine on Thursday.
Yeah, that's true. That's gonna be a hard game for sure. That's what I know.
Feeling confident though?
Let's say he's the second holder of the world record, next to the first one, Andy. That's also in the chat.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the tournament is starting to take shape. We've got a bunch of round 2 matches set up. Some of the other two round 2 matches have already been taken care of. Elpis TK31 won 2 games to 1 over Gran and Hero to move on to the quarterfinals on the winners bracket, and Endy, the world record holder, swept Charlie Boy 2 games to 0. So, but it's not all is lost though. Once you have lost from the losers bracket, there is winners bracket. There is a losers bracket. This is a double elimination tournament, so you get another bite, another shot at this. So the losers bracket is still being put together. We have a couple of potential matches. Gran and Hero will take on Rave Tuba. Charlie Boy will take on Megatom 3. So lots of matches still to be played in this tournament. It's only been 2 weeks, so we're just getting underway.
Yeah, all the PBs are coming up now, compared from the start point.
Yeah. Chat saying everybody's getting swept. Well, you know, it isn't unexpected early in the tournament. We have had a couple of matches go to 3-3. The first one I commentated, Rave Tuba and Charlie Boy went to 3 games. Rave Tuba scored a last-minute win in Game 1, and Charlie Boy had a rally to win Games 2 and 3 and did very well. So it can happen, and I imagine as we get deeper into the tournament, it probably will happen more often, because you'll get players closer in their PBs and players who are feeling pretty dialed in as mentally as far as their execution and their strats are concerned, to be able to execute some of those the harder ones more consistently and just have a better feel for enemy AI. And you know, I imagine it is going to be very competitive going down the stretch, because anything can, like, once you actually get into a race setting, anything can and will happen because you have to deal with the unpredictability that the game will throw at you sometime. So, with that, the SRL has given the go-ahead. We are set to go. We should be starting in the next 15 to 20 seconds. So, good luck to both of our runners. I hope we have a very entertaining game 2, and who knows, maybe this will lead to a game 3.
I'm interested if they're going to change their strats.
If anyone's changing, it's Mello, because now he knows, what he has to do and how far behind he was in game 1. Crazy8boy, I can't imagine is going to change a significant amount. He was only 25 seconds off his PB. So if he does any real changes, I'd be surprised, particularly at this point.
We have a clean start here.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mello has a low health there.
Yeah, Crazy8boy's not in great shape either. Death for Mello. One too many hits, and Crazy8boy is not in good shape. He's only down to 2 health, so he's gonna need a health drop or 2 here to kind of get him back to level. Especially if he wants to execute the skip.
Yeah, Metal Man stage is one of the hardest ones to start with.
There's a health pellet drop. I could use one more. And, well, he got an extra life. That's something. Mello lost the handle on the ladder, so he's in a little trouble here. And Crazy8boy, I don't believe, can go for the skip. He needs at least 5 health, so he's gonna have to do it the sort of intended way, if you will. Double hit. There's an extra life for Mello. Gets him back to level.
It's direct the same drop there.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. And the other nice benefit of the glitch is it allows you to more or less finish in the center of the arena, because like Mega Man 3 for the NES, you want to finish the boss fight as close to the center of the arena as you can, because Mega Man will automatically walk over. So,
wow, Mello, after Mello boss down.
It's a moot point, actually. I just realized for Metal Man, because the arena always flushes you to the left, anyways. But so not the easiest Metal Man stage for either runner. There's a bit of peril involved in that one, but it worked out for both of them. They both got an extra life out of the deal too, which is kind of nice. But Crazy8boy is sitting on about maybe a half a stage lead, a third to half, we'll say. Woodman's short stage. It's like you blink and it's over.
Mello is already saying to use new strats in the chat to sum up cut off Ape's internet.
Someone in the cut-off ape internet. Yes, well, I think that's against the rules, but hey.
It's a strat.
Well, no one's denying the intent of the strat here. It's just no. Sorry. So, quick Woodman fight for Crazy8boy. Mello going through the roosters right now.
There's like 15 or 20 seconds between them now.
Thereabouts. So not all that not all that far off from where they were, you know, probably going into Airman, and then Mello just had 2 quick deaths in a row. That just kind of threw him off, but so we'll see how this goes. Because given the general level design of Airman, it is probably the hardest, or the most dangerous, I would say, of the first 4, just because it is easy, especially when sliding and taking damage, to go straight off the edge by accident, I'd say.
I think they are playing on the same European version, otherwise the Goblin heads have some difference with the needles that's going out, the timing of it.
Mm-hmm. So, clean start to Airman for both runners. Chat saying about a 30-second difference between the runners. Okay, that's about right. Also saying nothing in the rulebook says a squirrel can't conveniently chew through his internet line. Depends on the matter of convenience, but yes. crazyapeboy chewed through those tornadoes Airman was throwing and did a nice quick kill on him. Mello is just getting into the Airman arena.
Let's check if Mello also getting the fast kill there with Airman.
Yeah, no problem.
Mello got it, nailed it.
So Clashman underway for crazyapeboy. Definitely the longest of the Mega Man 2 stages. A lot of climbing, a lot of platforming. A lot of rush jet. crazyapeboy at about the halfway point, making the long ascent to like misstep there by Crazy. Continues the long, lonely ascent to Clashman's arena. So
yeah, you see that Mello have found the wrong tile there. There's a mistake with a ladder there, and if you drop there on it, will have a problem and will get stuck, and you have to go downwards again.
So, underway for Clashman. crazyapeboy's Game 1 split was 8:07, leaving Clashman's arena. It's going to be about 10 seconds worse here, thereabouts. Maybe a little less. He's out at 8:14, so 7 seconds off from Game 1, but still very solid. Mello was 8:41 in Game 1. First he's got to survive.
1 health.
First he has to survive, and then we'll talk about his split. He should be okay. He's gonna have to play a little safer here. No damage boosting. So not okay.
He survived it.
Yeah. So he's looking at about an 850, I'd say. Yeah, 850 we'll say. So 36 seconds between the two runners, which is actually only 2 seconds more than it was in Game 1. So it is within Mello's grasp, but he will be somewhat dependent on a mistake or two from crazyapeboy to help narrow the gap. Not impossible, mind you, but it's not the kind of thing you want to be depending on. crazyapeboy skipping the first E-tank, going straight on down. I think he went for it in game 1.
Yes, he went for the first one, yeah.
So maybe a slight bit different in strategies. Maybe he just feels confident in his play, and because he got away, he only had one E-tank for Wily in game 1, and that worked out just fine. So, and there's other E-tanks. There are other E-tanks to pick up. Mello's going for it.
Mello is going for the safe strat there.
Interesting, because I think he skipped it altogether in game 1, so they're actually reversing strats. I'll have to check the replay, but I'm pretty sure Mello skipped that first E-tank, and crazyapeboy went for it in game 1. Chat, anyone confirm? In the meantime, crazyapeboy underway with Magnet Man. Those bosses, again, where you just want to be careful with your health, but otherwise a pretty simple fight. Nice, easy fight. First response from chat is, it's all a blur. Well, yes. Another extra life for Mello.
Now, Mello is also entering the magnet stage, the final boss.
So he's just again, he'll just have to be a little careful with his health in contrast to Magnet, and missed a couple of shots there. Probably cost him about a second or two, but still a nice fight. crazyapeboy underway in Hardman stage. A lot of damage boosting and rush coils. That's really what it comes down to. Nice rush coil jump to the ladder. Set up another one. Nicely done.
And a nice health drop there for crazyapeboy.
Yeah. Not that he's going to need it really against Hardman, but it's never not welcome. And it'll make this fight even easier than it would have been before, especially with him, yeah, like 2 or 3 bits of health away from full strength. Got a magnet deflected, but no problem. Nice easy fight. Halfway home through the Mega Man 3 bosses. Top Man will be next. Mello, as it was in game 1, will enter Hardman's arena with 4 health. Again, should be safe. So long as he doesn't get bodied, he won't have any problem. See, nicely done. Slightly cleaner fight. Slightly cleaner fight for Mello than in game 1, but saved him about 2 or 3 seconds there, I'd say.
The hard punches only give 1 damage at Mega Man, so he should survive 4 punches from him.
Didn't get crazyapeboy going for the hard knuckle skip. Didn't get it, so carry on through. Skips the health refill. Like, I don't need that.
Oh, he didn't go for the first drop letter zip there.
I think he's going for the E-tank. Okay, fine. Gonna just play it normally. One thing that's also worth pointing out is in the Mega Man 3 stages, there is no refill between stages for items, so you have to stay with what you have, and just run with it. So
Mello is going for the health.
Got it. Got it. Very nice.
Oh, nice. Also the second one.
No one cycle for crazyapeboy. He was a little tardy on a couple of his hard knuckle shots, but takes care of him. Pretty simple fight. Mello does a nice job clearing the chasm.
Now, will Mello get the one cycle?
Really? No, it doesn't look like it. He was just a little off time.
Ooh, now he lost all his hard knuckles.
Yeah, that's a problem. There are places where you can pick it up from enemy drops, but yeah, that's not ideal. So that kind of puts him in the box here. So he's going to need a real big mistake from crazyapeboy to really get him back into this nice little health pickup there, shooting the needle in midair. Not exactly sure what the lead is, but it's probably in the 40 to 45 second range at this point, at least, maybe more.
Yeah, now there's big gap between them.
Yeah. It's interesting because actually, overall, I think Mello had a really good top man stage. Crazy didn't go for any of the skips, and seemed to be, I don't know if hesitating, but just definitely playing a little safer than he did in game one. But moot point. So, and Mello's also taking some of these extra E-tanks for security, whereas crazyapeboy skipped them, and crazyapeboy didn't have any problem with Needleman.
Oh, he wants to go faster in this area and then take an E-tank. Oh, he's dying there. Wow.
Yeah, he was trying to just run through the slide it through, and was just a little off, a little late, and that cost him. Luckily, it's the kind of death where it's not an enormous time loss because it's right next to the checkpoint, but all the same, that's
Ooh, he only has like 5 hard knuckles bars, so he at least needs 6 to have the full sit there Wily stage.
Yeah. So Mello taking an energy refill. crazyapeboy had no trouble with Quint, as expected. He was out at Needleman incidentally at 16:33. Mello is going to be almost a minute behind, maybe just slightly over.
Got a clear fight with Needle there.
Yeah, 17:32, so a 59-second gap between the two runs, which is actually less than it was in game one, but only by 3 seconds. So, again, coming down to the wire here, it is going to be dependent on a mistake by crazyapeboy rather than any execution on Mello's part.
Oh, nice one cycle of Quint there from Mello.
Mm-hmm. Does not appear crazyapeboy got the first skip, but he gets the latter one, which is nice. So, Rush Marine. So, crazyapeboy's about just over the halfway point of the Wily stage, while Mello is just getting started.
Oh, Mello got also the first.
Very nicely done. That'll save him a few seconds. But, how much is that going to help, considering Crazy 8-Boy just entered Wily Arena, so... We'll see.
How many energy tanks has Crazy 8?
At least 2, I think. Maybe... I thought he had 2. I don't think he's really used them. He's got 1.
Only 1.
Okay, so he should be okay, though. As long as Phase 2 is pretty clean, he shouldn't have too much trouble closing this out. We will see.
Clean Phase 2 of Crazy 8.
And he's got about 3/4 health, so he should be fine.
MelloFlowz is now entering the Wily stage of the bosses, first phase.
Hmm? Yep, this should close it, and it does. Very nicely done by Crazy 8-Boy.
Yo, Crazy 8-Boy, GG, man.
Yes, indeed. He finishes with an official SRL time of 20 minutes 19 seconds. So Mello about to start off Phase 2. Done. Sagugarme. So just down to this, down to the T-Rex fight. Be pretty simple. He's at full health, so... And that does it. So GG's to MelloFlowz.
GG Mellow, man.
He finishes with an official SRL time of 21 minutes 13 seconds. So another 54-second decision. So both matches ending at roughly the same gap, but that's interesting. So in both games 1 and 2, it really was down to just one or two things. You know, that's the way it works sometimes. You know, game 1, it was Airman. Game 2, Metal Man and Needle Man weren't especially kind to Mello, and those cost him probably about 30-35 seconds overall. But otherwise, he was clean, and Crazy 8-Boy was pretty consistent. He played a little safer in game 1 overall, but game 2, I mean. But overall, very, very consistent.
Yeah, it was a very good game from both of them, and particularly from Crazy 8-Boy, because this is his first race.
Yeah. Well, he did fine, all things considered.
I think we can take the runners in. I think I see that Crazy 8-Boy is setting up now, and Mello will also join later, I think.
Yeah. So we'll get him in here when he's ready. So.
Quite interesting what happened in the first race with Mello in the Airman stage. What he's going to say there. Oh, Mello also PB'd in this last race.
Yeah, he did. He and yeah, actually both him and Southern Pretzel, it was a double PB. Pretzel finished 25:06 and Mello finished at 20:50. So always nice to see a double PB. That's kind of the fun thing with some of these early races. Do get racers of different skill levels, but you also get players who are really just kind of going out there and really just, you know, playing almost with nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
So. Ooh. Welcome.
Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, welcome. Our winner today, crazyapeboy, GG.
Thanks, man.
Yo, GG, crazyapeboy, man.
Thank you guys.
So overall, nothing too no real surprises for you in either game. It was very solid, very consistent. You.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, I was so nervous at the beginning because this was my first race. So yeah, I kind of played it very safe at the beginning, but I kind of warmed up. But at the end, I got nervous again, and I had a lot of brain farts. But overall, I'm I'm okay with the outcome.
Yeah, and
Well.
Yeah, like there weren't really any major divergences in your splits or your times or anything really of that nature. And game 2 might have just had a little more drama at the beginning and maybe in the middle, but otherwise, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference between the two races.
Yeah, well, looking at my splits, the second one was worse than the first one, surprisingly. I don't know. I thought at the second race I might be less nervous, but yeah, it was okay at the beginning, but I think at Clashman stage, things started to go a little different than I wanted them, and then I started to go all safe mode.
Yeah, you were a little safer in Top Man, and Needle Man, I think you were a little safer, so that would probably explain the difference. But it was only I think like a 9-second difference based on how I was tracking the splits between game 1 and game 2, so it wasn't enormous.
Well, I think I finished the first game with 20 minutes 4 seconds, and now it's 20:36, so there is a difference.
Well, we have you clocked at 2019, but
oh, really? I don't know. I'm I'm so confused.
I think you ended your timer a little late in game 2.
Still brain farted. Where are the areas that you had the brain farts that totally went down or whatever?
Well, in Topman stage, I missed the first zip, and then I just switched to Metal Blade, and then I realized, wait, why would I do that? Why don't I go for those other zips? And then I thought, okay, whatever, I'll just take the E-Tank and continue. And then I missed.
Right.
Then I missed the one cycle on Topman.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Yeah, both of you actually got it in game 1, and then both of you missed it in game 2. So I thought that was interesting. There were some interesting parallels.
Yeah, I definitely gotta watch the VOD of this.
Yeah, it'll be good watching. I mean, both races were decided by, at least according to SRL, by 54 seconds, which I think is kind of fun. So,
Oh, really? Yeah, that's fun.
The parallels, they all run together. But, so anything you want to work on for your next match?
Well, I guess overall consistency is what I'm aiming for, and that Topman fight. I miss the one cycle way too often, so that's the thing I really want to work on.
Well, anything else from you, Izzy?
Maybe on the Topman. Was it the second race from getting the E-Tank? Was that in Topman the idea or not?
Well, as I said, I had that brain freeze where I changed over to Metal Man after missing the first zip, and then I thought, yeah, I'll just go zipless then and take the E-Tank. And in the first match, I missed the second zip and took the E-Tank for safety.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's the only thing what I want to ask still.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Crazy Ape Boy. GG's once again.
Yeah, thank you for commentary, and
no.
GG to Mello. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah. Mello has politely declined interview due to personal matters. That's perfectly okay. GG's to him. He'll get another shot at this in the losers bracket in the next week or two. So be on the lookout for him and him in the comms as well, I'm sure. Other than that, thanks all to who watched. Good couple of races. We got plenty more on the horizon. Keep an eye out on the speedgaming.org schedule for future races. There's one on Thursday for sure, but I'm sure there'll be many more down the pipeline. So, on behalf of Izzy, I'm Pro A007. Happy to commentate for you today, and thanks all to all who watched.
Yo, everyone, bye.
Yeah.